The Dyatlov Pass Incident, a mystery frozen in time in the winter of 1959. 9 experienced hikers set out on a journey through the remote mountains of the Ural Mountains. Their goal was to cross a snowy mountain pass in what was then the Soviet Union. The group was led by a young engineering student named Igor Dyatlov. The expedition seemed like a normal winter trek, but what happened next would become one of the most terrifying unsolved mysteries in history. The group established their camp on a snowy slope of Kalatsiakal, a place whose name in the local Mansi language roughly translates to Mountain of the Dead. That night, something went terribly wrong. When the hikers failed to return on schedule, a rescue search began. After several days of searching, rescuers finally found the group's tent buried in snow, but what they discovered made no sense. The tent had been cut open from the inside. It looked as if the hikers had panicked and escaped quickly, slashing their way out instead of using the entrance. Even more disturbing was the condition of the campsite. Their boots, jackets, and essential supplies were still inside the tent. Yet the hikers had fled into the freezing wilderness barefoot and half-dressed. Despite temperatures dropping below -25 degrees Celsius, -13 degrees Fahrenheit, rescuers followed the footprints leading away from the tent. The tracks moved toward a nearby forest about a mile away. Under a large pine tree, they discovered the bodies of 2 hikers. Both were barefoot, wearing only thin clothing, and had died from extreme hypothermia. Nearby branches of the tree were broken high above the ground, suggesting someone had climbed the tree in desperation. But the mystery only grew deeper. Over the next weeks, the remaining bodies were found scattered across the snow. Some appeared to be returning toward the tent before collapsing in the freezing darkness. However, several victims had injuries that stunned investigators. One hiker had a crushed skull. Another had severe chest trauma, similar to injuries caused by a powerful car crash. One victim was missing their tongue, and strangely, there were no signs of a physical struggle. Even more disturbing, some pieces of clothing showed unusual levels of radiation. The Soviet investigation eventually concluded that the hikers died due to what officials described as an unknown compelling force. The case was quietly closed, but the unanswered questions remained. What caused experienced hikers to flee their tent in the middle of the night without proper clothing? Why were some of their injuries so severe? And what was the mysterious force that terrified them enough to run into the frozen wilderness? Over the decades, countless theories have been proposed: avalanches, secret military experiments, strange atmospheric phenomena, and even paranormal explanations. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the world's most chilling unsolved mysteries. Because somewhere in the silent snow of the Ural Mountains, the truth is still buried. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel.